Morning. A little bit chilly this morning, as you can see. So I thought for this next video, with all this cold weather about, I'd spool back to some stuff I was doing in the summer, looking after some new apple trees that I'd planted, trying to get around the problems of the drought. So hope you enjoy that one. Thanks for watching again, and maybe see you when it's warmed up a little. Cheerio. I hope these trees will be okay. They couldn't have had a tougher start. The reason why I leave them, I don't strim all the way around them, leave them in the long grasses. I found when I've planted trees in the past, it takes longer for the deer to find them and start to do damage. If all of this was strimmed, the new trees would stand out like a sore thumb, and I've had the deer munch them right down to the ground before, and these were having a really good start. But in the dry weather, they were the only thing left that was a bit green, and I think a lot of them have now suffered a bit of deer damage, or maybe have been droughted a bit beyond repair, but we'll see. But look, all of those are little bits are where the deer have nibbled them. So we'll see how they do. I'll mulch them to at least give them something to feed on in the last bit of the year if the weather does come back and rescue them a bit, and we'll take it from there. Look at that one. See, that was growing away beautifully. It's just above a bud. I'll probably now have to prune it down to the bud below. So it looks like a deer has jumped in across here and brushed that and snapped it. And exactly the same thing here as well, look. Yeah, most annoying, but there's nothing you can do about it. Well, you could deer fence it, but that would be an astronomical cost compared to the value of the trees. Mind you, each of these trees was, by the time, without the labour, by the time I put the stake and the guard, a little bit of mycorrhizal fertiliser, they were getting on for 30 to 40 quid a tree to plant. So I think I'll try to rescue these with a prune rather than call them a write-off and put new ones in. This is what I've been doing, not putting the muck up to the trunk of the tree, main stem, keeping that clear because I don't want it to sprout from the graft, but just putting a good thick coating all the way around to help store any moisture from the little bit of rain we have had, but also if it does rain, to mulch down any weed regrowth. To try to give the trees, keep giving them a good start. They're all cider apples along this row because I make a little drop of cider every year, and this was to these extra trees to try and make the cropping slightly more reliable. But as you can see, quite high up here, that's Dartmoor, you can see just a mile or so away over there, so the wind doesn't half whistle across. Those done. I didn't count how many it was, but it was a best part of a ton of muck gone out, so it can't do any harm anyway. At least I feel I'm looking after them. Well, it's a lot of faff, but I felt sorry for them after putting that muck on, so I've hitched up the water little baby Bowser with its tank on the back. I think there's a bit of water in there. I'm going to give some of these younger trees a bit of a drink again. The beauty of that done mulch that I've given them is it's created a pool around the bottom of the stem, so I can chuck the bucket on quite quick and it goes where it needs to. Help them cool their feet a little bit. Don't know what that's doing here. Put it somewhere nearer where it should be. There's a lovely old phrase, or I don't know the age or its provenance, I don't know who to credit with the quote. It says the best time to plant a tree is 20 years ago, and the second best time to plant a tree is today. So yeah, I would recommend, if any of you got any space or some space you can share, do get planting. These apple trees here, yes, I planted these the year our youngest son was born, so these are 17-year-old now, and they're already quite full of disease, unfortunately. I think that's partly the climate here. But they are all traditional cider apple varieties. In a good year, I can make about 500 or 600 litres of cider from these few trees. The past couple of years we've had really hard late frosts, so we haven't been able to make as much cider. That's part of the reason why I've planted more trees, to try to hopefully spread the season and try and avoid the frost. So it does feel that things are very different here. Never used to have such late frosts so consistently around the end of April when these are in blossom. And I'd never have thought when planting these trees that the value of them has been their shade. Up here on the edge of Dartmoor, like I say, this persistent warm weather is most, or has been most unusual, and we're all wondering if this is the state of things to come. But anyway, plant a tree. I hope you enjoyed that look back at the summer. It does seem a little bit of a distant memory, doesn't it? While you've been watching that, I've thawed out a water trough. And just picked up some logs to bring into the house to try to keep the chill off. And thank you very much for watching, and see you again next time. Oh, and another thing, thank you ever so much. I think this week I've hit 800 subscribers, so I don't know that I set any targets, but 800 seems very pleasant. So thank you very much indeed, all of you. See you next time.